on.
Just
wait,
start
before we
recording,
begin.
we'll just start talking. Wait, okay.
Yeah.
Who has a can of soda?
Oh, here, hold on. Let me get. There you go.
I don't have a can of soda.
There we go. Cheers to Coke Zero time.
Cheers. Mine is a Diet Coke because I need a little splash of caffeine right now.
Oh my God. Do we even care about Remember Dreams Come True nighttime?
I do. Excuse me. It's my favorite fireworks show
All
on
right,
planet
this
Earth.
needs to be. Wait. This needs to be recorded.
It is recorded.
Okay, I didn't notice. You always do
Hello
that.
and welcome to the ParkStop podcast, episode 89. My name is Alicia Stella, and joining me as always is my co-host Ian.
Hey, kids.
And today joining us from the other podcast is Nene.
Yippee! We are the three best friends that anyone can have. We are the three.
I love
Wow.
that.
When was the last time we did three?
Yeah, I don't know when the last time all three of us got together. It's been a while. I think we should do it more often, but at very least, Halloween Horror Nights. Actually, it might be Halloween Horror Nights last time, and D23. These should be the two things we do every year at least.
Listen, I told Alicia that this was the year that you and Cash should both come on for HHN after she gets terrorized by clowns for a whole night because
God.
she's gonna have PTSD. That poor girl.
You think a fourth person on this podcast would get a word in edgewise? Do you really?
Potentially. Potentially.
We already are all fighting at this point. And today, this is continuing our discussion on the D23 Expo because I refuse to call it whatever it's actually named, and all of the announcements that came out of it last week. If you heard the show, we talked about Walt Disney World announcements and briefly mentioned a couple other things. And today we're going to focus mostly on Disneyland Resort because we have Nene here, local resident of the West Coast. But we may mention a couple of things here and there from other announcements that we hadn't bothered to get to because there is some interesting stuff happening worldwide, but I don't care about Marvel. Moving on.
La, la, la.
I do actually care about the Avengers Campus stuff at Disneyland.
No, you don't.
I just don't think that if I see one more Spider-Bot get announced, I swear.
That's what I'm saying.
But we should, for the sake of importance and time, in case we run out of time, like last time we saved Figment for the end, maybe that was unwise because it's the one thing we wanted to talk about. Let's talk about the one thing we want to talk about first, and that is Tomorrowland.
Yes. I wanna hear about
Tomorrowland. How's Haley doing? Is she doing okay back there?
She is fighting for her life back here. I don't know what's happening.
She heard Tomorrowland and she's crying out for help.
She's like, People Mover? We
Yeah,
wrote that
she's-
twice yesterday.
Definitely about the People Mover. Wait, you wrote it again? Oh.
Yeah, nighttime People Mover. We could see inside the Space Mountain. It was beautiful. Maybe I should check on her. I'm afraid to. She's trying to get in here because she hears me talking.
I thought
She
she was
wants
mad about the
mama.
Beast again.
No, she just wants mama. No, but seriously, Tomorrowland, just like the Figment announcement, they didn't really say much.
I think this is what I think. Remember, like, what was that, 1 or 2 D23s ago when they kind of like didn't really know what they wanted to do. So they were kind of like working the crowd a little bit to see what the response would be.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like this is their take of doing the exact same thing. Like, okay, we definitely know we want to announce a new Tomorrowland. Let's just drop it. And then let's just read the comments to see what people actually want. And then just start building that.
Okay, maybe that's mostly accurate, but maybe it's more that they have a grand plan and they're trying to see what they could get away with doing or not doing based on reaction. Like, even back then, they had concept art, blue sky, that they shouldn't have shown us, but they did have concept art. And this one, they like put together something really quick that's just like a logo.
Right.
It's pretty, but it just has a monorail in it and not a people mover, which really would have moved the needle if it did.
It really would have. Really would have.
Maybe, yeah, I don't know. For me, it felt like they were so in the early phases of this, like it just got greenlit finally. But at the same time, there's got to be people like within the company that have been vying for this as an option. They're like, we have to do this. We have to do this. And it kept getting backburnered and put off. So like, I feel like, yeah, they greenlit it and they don't know exactly what they're doing, but I don't necessarily think it was to gauge reaction because they know how we're going to react. We're all going to say the exact same thing. It needs to have the people mover. It needs to be completely revitalized and look good. It needs to like, it's the same thing that everyone's been saying since the park opened. Finish Tomorrowland.
It's really interesting because I'm so beyond happy that the general consensus is that everyone wants the People Mover back, which I was talking to my mom about this a couple days ago. And she was telling me that towards like the end of its lifespan, the People Mover was really not popular, which I was born when the Rocket Rods opened. So obviously like I was not there for this, but my mom used to go to Disneyland all the time. And she would tell me that they were just sending empty trains, and that people were mostly just like running on Space Mountain and wanting to do everything else but the People Mover. However, what she also says is that she compares her time at Disneyland then versus now, and she says that like there kind of weren't a ton of people in the park. Like they were having a really hard time stuffing or getting people to come to the park just because it felt like maybe in the 90s, the park was having some sort of identity crisis and they were really trying to appeal to teens or get people in through the turnstiles. But obviously things have changed, 30, however many years it's been.
It's so funny. That sounds exactly like how Epcot was in the 90s. Epcot was having an identity crisis and wasn't necessarily filling the park the way that it was in the 80s. And like things like Horizons would really hit right now. But back then, it was a walk-on. No one was riding it. They weren't keeping it upkept. The festivals hadn't kicked in yet. There was like no reason to be at Epcot. So they invented Test Track as a way to get the teens in there. Like, it's so weird the way that was happening at the same time Rocket Rods was about to become.
Right.
Oh, man.
And I think that it's come full circle because right now, at least I'm only going to speak for Disneyland, it is so unbearable being at the resort on a busy day, which seems to be every single day these days, that for the first time in so long, it's like the Mark Twain riverboat is filled to the brim all day long. The line to get on the railroad is switchbacks and switchbacks and switchbacks because they've just, the demand is way too high and it's not that there's not enough things to do. It's just that every other line is so long that at this point, people just want to get on something. They want to sit on something and they just want to like be able to relax. So
people crave mass transit in Disneyland.
People just crave being able to sit. And that's why they just recently opened up our Magic Eye Theater, which we'll get into in a little bit. But
I was going to ask about that.
Yeah.
Something to do. Like, just something to somewhere to put the bodies because there's too many people in there and they need to get out of the sun.
Right. It's not even something to do because there's nothing to do in the theater. They're just playing like a bunch of random shorts that nobody cares about. It's just people are coming in there to sit down. It's really sad. Like when, I've done the Pixar Shorts Theater probably 8 times now since it's opened this summer. And in the theater, like everyone's on their phone. Like no one really cares about what's on the screen. They just need a place to sit in the AC, which is really sad. But also it just goes to show the climate of where the park is right now.
So you don't see that at Epcot right now because there's too many other good things to do and other ways to get out of the sun than just sit in a theater. So that place is empty. Is it showing the same short films as Epcot right now?
No, it's 3 different ones.
Oh, a different DVD extra.
Yeah, it's a different. It's the Luxo Lamp one. It's one about 2 robots who like have to share a battery pack. It was like it's pretty weird. And then there's this other one that is super cute that is about like a schoolyard. And there's like a bully who steals everyone's toys. I think that one was shown before Cars 2 or something.
Okay.
So,
I'm curious though. Like, so for you, Nene, if they brought back the People Mover, do you want it the OG with the tire spinning to push them, or do you want it more like the
We were
Walt
talking
Disney
about
World?
this yesterday.
Yeah, we were chatting about this. So we were discussing.
Do you want the magnets or the wheels?
What do you want?
I want magnets. I don't want wheels.
Yeah.
Do you want a permanent covering or just little awnings on each of the vehicles?
It kind of doesn't matter. I think that it just needs to get covered in some way, shape, or form. But also, like, I want the People Mover back, but I don't necessarily need it to be People Mover themed. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Well, ours is like the Tomorrowland Transit Authority, and they kind of hid the name People Mover for a little bit, and then it kind of came back roaring strong. So, but it had a retheme in the 90s.
Right, but like People Mover is like a ride system and also a theme of an attraction.
Right.
Like sort of like Omnimover is a ride system, but there's not a ride called the Omnimover. It's like, this is like Buzz Lightyear. but it uses the Omnimover system.
Can you imagine if it was Omnimover : the ride?
Haunted Mansion
It's
Omnimover.
Just pointing at different Omnimovers.
Like,
I'm sorry.
You just snake back and forth so you can see the Omnimovers around you. It's like a switchback of Omnimovers.
The same Omnimover you're on.
Oh, man. I mean, I get it though, because People Mover was actually like an idea for actual transit. So we're writing a demo. Like,
oh my
literally.
God, they need to bring back Adventures Through Inner Space.
The People Mover.
Oh,
we want to go like old school. We need the Monsanto Home of the Future.
Oh God, not the Home of the Future.
Plastic Home of the Future.
Like, okay, People Mover, yes, in some shape, way, or form. Even if it's revitalized, new, third generation, who cares? We need it to exist. I get it. The announcement alluded to attractions with an S. Mm-hmm. Could that be People Mover and something new for the theater and they call it a day? Or is like Star Tours get something? Is there room for another attraction? What happens here?
So here's the thing about the West Coast sort of climate is that we don't care about theater shows. Like, I cannot see them investing money into another theater show. As much as I want it, I just can't see them doing that. I can see them bringing back something that's already been made or something that's from Disney World. Like, I remember when, Muppet Vision closed and they didn't have anything to put in there and they were just using it for previews. They eventually brought PhilharMagic. Maybe no, I don't see them doing Better Together, but maybe they'll just grab an old theater show and bring it back to pay homage. But I genuinely feel like Buzz Lightyear is either on the chopping block or it's getting redone. I don't think that Star Tours is on the chopping block. I feel like everyone and their mother thinks that Star Tours is next. I think it's staying.
What do you want to happen most? Like, if it was you, if you're building it, what would you do?
I've sort of like thought about this. If they were to not bring the People Mover back, which I genuinely think they are, it's 100% happening. I can see them gutting out Buzz Lightyear, keeping the ride system the same, like the Omnimover system the same, and maybe retrofitting the vehicles to make them look like People Mover vehicles. And maybe we like follow a family's like day in the life of like what their almost like Horizons. Like, it's like what their day-to-day looks like in the future. Oh my
God, you're inventing my New Horizons pitch from several years ago. From 2017 when they first announced the big Epcot redo. And I'm like, we need a new ride called New Horizons, which gives the history of like technology and transportation and then a little like futuristic version. And it's starring the Goofy from those old shorts.
Oh, that's
the
so
like
good.
The Cars Madness like shorts and stuff, but like it's a history of transportation in an Omnimover, and but then it ends in a wild future that's like, and it's like in the spirit of World of Motion and Horizons.
Can you remind me the name of the Imagineering panel that we just watched?
My point is that the idea is too good. So what you're saying is not IP based and also awesome.
Okay,
so
but Test Track 3.0 isn't IP based and touches upon all those things and does it,
and it is awesome.
so well.
It is awesome.
And it is awesome. Like, so
well,
it's
is IP based. It's just General Motors. It's just General Motors. That is the IP.
Yeah, but it's not like film or TV show tied IP.
No, but literally the technology that they're showing with the skateboard concept and you put on a different design is the thing that General Motors has been pushing for 20 years now.
Well, this becomes the whole argument of everything in a Disney park is an IP. So when you say everything must be IP,
we need to get Delta on the phone because Dreamflight is coming back.
Oh my God. But also like Honda's redoing all the Autopia cars, right? Because they're the main sponsor. Yes. So like I could see them having some sort of sponsorship. And it's like we just saw what they did with Test Track 3.0. And it's literally like it's so good. It's so good that I could see them doing something like that with Buzz Lightyear. I don't know if they would keep it like a shooter interactive attraction, but Buzz Lightyear ours is I mean, it just came back from refurb and it's still, I mean, they didn't do much. They did a lot of work with the facade, which we'll get into because I think it's sort of like a hint at what's to come with this new vision of Tomorrowland. But yeah, it needs to go. It needs to go.
Well, and that is word among the people, the hubbub and the buzz is that the Tomorrowland redo essentially is an aesthetic change. The way that the 90s new Tomorrowland was in Florida, it's more than anything to make the whole vibe different, even if there isn't that much new in the way of attractions. I mean, not saying there wouldn't be new attractions. Like, we got Alien Encounter and Timekeeper. It was totally new attractions. But but it doesn't mean that's the focus. I think the main thing people will notice is like the look and feel of it has changed. So like being a local, like what's the vibe like in Tomorrowland now?
The vibe is concrete. It's very, it's hot and it's concrete. It's not as hot as Avengers Campus, so I'll give them that. But it's just giving concrete with nowhere to go, and you want to do something fun, or you want to relax, or you just want to like sit somewhere, and you kind of can't. And I honestly think that like if they were to, for example, I'm going to go back to People Mover. If they were to just open one new attraction, and it happened to be People Mover, it's like people don't really like understand the gravity of People Mover stats. It is like, I think it's the highest capacity attraction. Is it of all time? Like, it's kind of insane because right now at our resort, the highest capacity attraction is Pirates of the Caribbean. And that's, what is that? Is that like 3,400 guests an hour?
Seems insane. Yeah, I think it's something
3,400 guests an hour for Pirates of the Caribbean. The People Mover was 4,600 guests an hour minimum, which is literally 30% higher than the current highest capacity attraction.
Right.
So I genuinely feel like
at Disney World, if you're going around, even if the line's kind of long, you can say, I'd like to go again. And they'll be like, yeah, whatever. You can keep going forever. We have the capacity. It's fine.
Right. So it's like, okay, like even if they remove the nostalgia around it, remove that people want it the most, it's like they genuinely need it for capacity. Like our park needs that so badly. And not only do I think that we need it for a guest satisfaction perspective, like people literally need somewhere to sit and they need somewhere to relax and the lines are all too long. But I also think that it would be great for a return on investment for the company because they've been talking about adding attractions that add capacity to the park and not just like retrofitting old stuff. So, more people in through the gates, more money. It's the infrastructure for it is all there and up to code from my knowledge and understanding.
Underutilized areas, former America Sings, Carousel of Progress. What's going on over there besides a DVC thing?
Was just going to ask that.
Okay, so, which by the way, I don't even think the DVC thing is open in there because when I was there a couple weeks ago, the DVC lounge inside that building was closed and they made like a new makeshift DVC lounge in our old Starcade near the exit of Space Mountain. So I genuinely don't know what's happening in there. I think that they're still doing the firework dining package. Like you can go up to the second level of the Interventions building and there's like tables and stuff. I think they're still doing that, but other than that, it's a Visa meet and greet for Darth Vader, which I don't know if they're still doing that because they added Darth Vader to Galaxy's Edge.
Interesting.
Seems like a pretty big, not a huge, but a pretty big building that's wasting space for the most part.
Bring back Interventions. So
something.
So when it was literally underutilized, literally.
Yeah, underutilized. But also I'm a little nervous because I know a couple Tomorrowland pitches ago called for that building to be demolished and for them to just make it into a green park, which that makes me nervous.
No. Yeah.
And I don't want that.
You just complained like 5 minutes ago about too much concrete. This is your doing. You brought this upon yourself. You would say there's too much concrete. They're like, oh, we'll fix that. We'll get rid of this concrete right here. And then now, boom, you got trees and grass.
Okay, you know what I think? You know what I think would be a genius idea? And I think everyone wins. You get a green space, you get a park, but then also you get new attractions. What was that festival space that they wanted to build for Epcot that got cut? Do you remember what the structure of that looked like?
The table?
The table. Okay.
The 3-story table.
Yeah, the table.
Imagine where the Carousel of Progress building is. They build that, and underneath it is like a park. Because it's kind of like elevated, right?
Yeah, elevated.
So it's like
a
green space, trees, water features, so they could have like open space. And then
it had green space on top in the plan. Remember the model?
Yeah, but we don't want that. We don't want that because I want the Astro Orbiter to go up there.
I knew this was going somewhere.
Well, hold on. That's on the concept art on the work wall. There's your second attraction. People move in the Astro Orbiter.
Can they now put the Astro Orbiter back where it was before they turn it into a
I don't think I want that. I think I want them to demolish that entire center track because there's so much congestion inside the land and there's just too many people.
Gotcha.
I want them to demo that entire center track piece and including the old people mover platform. I want them to create a new platform in the back of the land in the form of this like futuristic Jetsons looking thing, like that structure that they designed for Epcot. But the bottom is a park. The middle layer is the people mover station. And all the way at the top is the Astro Orbiter. That's like genius.
How do the trees grow if they're under the sunlight?
They're fake.
No, I don't want real
grass.
trees. No real. I want the metal ones that you guys have.
Well, you showed in your Instagram reel, there is like the terrarium indoor mall area with palm trees, so it is possible.
Yes. Oh wait, that's so true.
Anyway, okay. So, any other theories or wish lists for this redo? Oh, you have more.
As far as like a wish list and stuff goes, there's kind of not much, but not much more than that. However, I think, and I'm gonna say it right now. I think that this is going to be ready in time for the 75th anniversary. They kind of mentioned.
Oh yeah, that's true. They did say we just had their 70th, so they were kind of leading into that.
But they sort of mentioned, I don't know if it was through Scott Gustin, but he was the one who reported on it, that their focus is on Avengers, and then they're going to do Coco, and then they're going to do Tomorrowland.
And then Avatar.
And then Avatar. Right.
Yeah.
I think that a lot of people think that they're going to get started on Tomorrowland as soon as Coco's done. I don't think that that's the case. I think that as soon as Avengers opens in 2028, that is when their construction starts on Tomorrowland. So Tomorrowland and Coco will be under construction at around the same time. And then, which that's very possible because Coco and Avengers are under construction right now, active construction sites at the same time.
Right.
And then if that happens, then that gives them like 2 to 3 years to open this new version of Tomorrowland in time for at least the end of the 75th, which is completely doable because people don't understand. They built our Galaxy's Edge from the ground up, from scratch, and rerouted our entire river in 4 years. So I think like repainting some buildings.
That was like the biggest expansion to Disneyland.
Huge.
So they could easily, add back a people mover, even replacing every beam from scratch in just a couple of years.
Yeah, for sure.
Nene, speak to me about color for the land. How do you want it to look?
Okay, and so great question. I think that the direction they're going to go in is all white during the daytime, and then they're going to have LED strips that are really colorful for the nighttime lighting package. And I am really sad to say it, but I do think that all the neon in the land is going to go bye-bye, all the original neon, which is amazing and so delicious to look at night.
Including the animated one on the wall?
I think, I can't see that staying. But I mean, who knows? We'll see. But the recent package that Buzz Lightyear got, they painted the entire building white. And then at nighttime, they have hidden like LED strips that light up different colors.
Okay.
So I kind of feel like that's the direction they're going
of what's
in.
coming. Okay. And I do think
so.
that's something that could happen too, is that small little changes here and there, or teases even, maybe a second piece of concept art on the work wall out front, like little nods in the next couple of years until Avengers ride opens. But I think Captain EO coming back as a little, a little tribute. Literally, there'll be a third time, I know, but like a tribute to Tomorrowlands of the past. Something to utilize the theater, since the theater did get revamped and is open, is useless right now. But like, I think that happens as a larger celebration. Like next summer, all of a sudden, it's the Tomorrowland celebration thing, and they're going to milk it for all it's worth. And it's going to be the unveiling of the new People Mover concept art, and the some retro stuff comes back for fun. Can you imagine Interventions mini-ventions comes back, and it's like a model of the new People Mover or whatever in 2 years? Like they milk it every year with little drips and drabs and little aesthetic changes and more concept art, but like in the land itself, so that the land becomes an expo for itself. So there's reason for locals to come out. That was my theory.
Genius. I would love Honey, I Shrunk the Audience to come back.
Oh my God.
That'd be
than
so fun.
I know.
Captain EO. I love Captain EO, but I
There's
haven't
a fandom
seen
now
Honey.
for EO, but Honey, I Shrunk the Audience was so short-lived. I feel like no one really got to experience its greatness.
I think it'd be fun.
Agreed.
Bringing either back. Yeah,
That's how they get Nigel Channing back.
Yeah,
they
they're gonna
close
redo
down
it.
the ride and they bring Honey, I Shrunk the Audience back in Epcot. And they're like, Nigel Channing is leaving the ride, but he's here for the next 3 years in a special engagement of Honey, I Shrunk the Audience because he hosts the show.
He does.
Oh my God, that is so genius. So like while Figment's down, that is the sort of delicious piece of fan service that you guys get.
That's a
I
little
would be
draw
happy with that.
to keep people going to the to
I would be very
imagination.
happy
Oh
with
my
that.
God. Anyway, but you mentioned some of the other things happening. How do you feel about the new concept art and the concept for Coco?
Great. I'm a little worried about Coco's capacity. I think that just looking at the footprint and looking at the way the boats look, it just kind of feels like it's going to be a Navi River Journey situation, which
no, it's 100% Navi River Journey.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Which I've waited in line for Navi River Journey like 3 times, and the line does not move. It does not move. So I'm hoping that maybe they don't add a lightning lane to this, but I feel like they will.
It's the only Disney boat ride that has braking. Like you're in the frog, like not the frog, but the hopping fan lizards scene with the leaves above your head, and all you hear is because the water is pushing you back the other way. Like don't go, yeah. Like it's fighting against the current to slow down the boats because the ride needs to last 6 minutes instead of 4.5. And I imagine Coco might be like that too. Like whatever's the best scene and has lots to look at right after like the dream sequence starts, it's just going to be so you could really take it in for an extra minute in that room.
I'm just so confused that why that boat? Like literally why that boat? What is the reason? How does that benefit you in any way to have a tiny boat with 2 rows? Like why not just make a 3 Caballeros style small world boat? I don't get it. I don't
Because those
understand.
rides are a third to twice as long as this ride layout. You get you get more bang for your buck in a small boat.
Yeah.
This ride system is chosen because they're sticking it into they're wedging it into a tiny space. Besides, the Avatar boat is the big boat ride.
Oh God.
I can't even say with a straight face.
Man.
Please.
It's just not going to end.
What do you think about the concept though? Like what was the announcement that the queue goes through like a little tribute museum for the guy that was almost forgotten who actually is the songwriter for all the songs.
Yeah, the queue sounds like it looks great. I am actually way more excited for the Coco boat ride than I am for any of the Avengers announcements. So
yeah,
I love it. I think it's a great addition to Pixar Pier. I also think that whole section is retrofitted into like a Dia de los Muertos section area for the holidays. So I think it'll blend perfectly into that. I think that they can do a lot of things with entertainment in front of it. I honestly think it is the most perfect fit, and I am pumped. I think that it all goes out the window if me as a local, I come to the park and I basically can't get on it because it's like a 3-hour wait and the line doesn't move and it gets a bad rap for that. So I'm just a little nervous about that, but so pumped for it.
I believe that's what Lightning Lane is for.
Oh God, please.
Get spending. Gotta get spending.
No.
But yeah, no, I like the conceit of the story. I think more rides that take place during the events of a first movie, but incorporate things from the second movie should do. I'm reminiscing about the things that happened in the first movie sequences. I think that's really clever.
I think it looks good. I like all the colors in Coco. I really like Coco a lot for a lot of reasons, but I want to go on that ride. I wish it was going to be longer.
Yeah, I think we all agree.
Yeah.
But like, I saw the Starlight Parade for the first time last night at Magic Kingdom.
Oh God!
And the Coco float was like kind of the best one. Like it didn't follow the other. All the other ones were like just a bunch of light bulbs, like the old like 80s parade or whatever. And then the Coco one comes and it's like somehow they did a full set. Like it's the full Coco boat ride on a one float. Like they have a full city, like literally a full city on the back of the float, like it's an afterthought. Like, oh, wait, we're not done yet. Here's more float, and it's the entire city condensed into a tiny spiraling like model, and it's so impressive. And even the costume for Miguel is impressive.
It's just, I think Coco just hits the nail on the head of everything. It's colorful, it's bright, it's meaningful to so many guests because they see representation in themselves and the characters, but at the same time it's just like such a fun, meaningful IP that I kind of like. low key want it everywhere. Like it's in Disneyland in the Zocalo area, and it fits so well. It could be in DCA in the Pixar area. It's in all the parades.
They play
like,
the music at Epcot in the Mexico Pavilion.
Do they?
Yeah, it's in the loop, and the is it Mariachi Cobra? The band that plays outside. Well, now they play inside some because it's too hot outside. They actually play a song from Coco.
I love that. Yeah, it's
but it's in the loop. Yeah.
Well, is Coco enough to make you fly to LA or no?
Ironically, it would have been Avatar.
Oh yeah. What do you mean would have been? They said that they mentioned it. They're definitely doing it, right?
I don't know. This was a long panel, a long presentation to only say the word Avatar once in brief mention, and then slowly, like, we had to get new concept art from like the actual artist, the Avatar concept artist, Dylan Cole.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I think he was the one that released, or maybe Disney did, like, secretly 3 days later, a beautiful piece of concept art that shows the outdoor scene for the Avatar boat ride with the space otter. And it's like at nighttime, and it's gorgeous. And I'm like, why wasn't that on screen during the presentation? Are you embarrassed, Disney? What's wrong? Like, why are you not showing off this amazing piece of concept art? It's probably the best piece of concept art of the night, and it didn't even get shown. The model was out on the floor. Like, I don't know why you weren't talking about it. I guess maybe because it got pushed back 5 years. That's the reason that they're not really talking about it. But like, to be deprioritized on something that was already announced years ago is a little discouraging.
I'm sure it had nothing to do with Jim Cameron saying he's done, right? Like
this is the connection. This is the connection that we as fans are going to put together in our brain, sure, whether or not it's true. That, like, James Cameron's like, I don't think I can make these movies anymore unless I can get them cheaper. And then the fans going, don't you dare use AI. And then James Cameron be like, look, I'm really tired, guys. I don't want to do this anymore. And Disney be like, ooh, we don't have to make these anymore. Yay. And then someone at Imagineering goes, guys, we designed a whole ride. Like, there's a land too. And then Disney's like, I forgot about that.
I mean, the guy keeps constantly pushing technology, so I don't really know what else you can ask from him anyway. So
I'm sorry that your new sequel only made $1.8 billion instead of $4 billion.
It was really good, though. I did like it.
No, I liked it a lot. That's the problem.
I think that it all centers around the 75th anniversary. I just feel like if it wasn't Disneyland 70th, yeah, exactly.
Or what's
and it's
possible to finish.
Right, exactly. It's like even if they, Avatar did take priority, it would not be open and ready for the 75th. So they're just like, what are we going to have to offer for this major anniversary milestone? So I feel like that's why it was pushed to the side. But who knows? Maybe it just doesn't happen at all. I have no clue.
I think here on the East Coast, it's easy for us to go like, what's the big deal? So you're expanding the park beyond the berm. No big deal. We just go out. We evict some more bears that were in the back of Tom Sawyer Island. And we just expand the park beyond the berm, behind the train tracks, and make Villains Land. What's the big deal? Meanwhile, at Disneyland, it's a little different.
Yeah.
And this is going to be like a 5-year process to prepare the land to even be expanded out to add a ride on the other side of a park that, hasn't had a ride before. So, I get it. Like, it's not prioritized because it's technically going to take a really long time. But then stop announcing things so soon.
I know.
They love to announce things so soon.
But the model looked really good. But then again, it was just the ride and the show building for the ride and not a land. So that has a lot of, like, the conspiracy theories write themselves here.
It does seem like the Hollywood backlot area won't really have a ton of intrusion with whatever they're going to build back there. I know that they're obviously like working on the Eastern Gateway project right now to have the new bridge and the new parking structure. They just started, filing the permits for that, like a week or two ago. But I'm just curious to see what happens to that Hollywood area, because it feels like the land won't really start until the
monorail.
After past the monorail.
Right. I my theory was you just do the Galaxy's Edge move and give it the Disney's Hollywood Studios tunnel treatment, and you just go through a tunnel under the monorail and you're on another planet, and that's it. It's just that simple, because also it's oriented in such a way that it's not floating mountains, but like the circle rocks where the magnetism is all weird on Pandora, so it makes these circle rocks. It's actually oriented to the right, like 90 degrees. So you have to enter the
Right.
land and then turn right and you get the reveal. So you just make a tunnel and you make the tunnel look like it's part of Hollywood. Problem solved. There you go. You might have to put a giant facade over there, maybe a flat cityscape or something on the right because it's going to be a giant tall building, but they could do that.
But I kind of love that. Like the tunnel should look like the Rock and Roller Coaster tunnel where it looks like the 110 freeway.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
Yep.
Yes. That.
With the vines dripping down and then you go under and it just turns into
like where
alien
they
rock
filmed
work.
Roger Rabbit, like the same one in Grand Avenue. Yeah. Yeah.
Aww.
But then you have like a street sign that also says like this way to Pandora. Next exit Pandora. Like you just like you have some fun with it. But I do think it would be in line with creating a turn the corner and get a good reveal that we have like here in Animal Kingdom.
Yeah,
I have a question.
The land's beautiful anyway. Sorry, go ahead, Nene.
And I feel like I know what Alicia's answer would be. Actually, maybe I don't know. But Ian, if they don't do Pandora and they don't do Zootopia.
Oh.
Yeah, like what do we think could be a third option?
Obviously an imagination land. We need Figment and Dream Thunder everywhere.
Inside Out.
And that's why I ask you the questions.
That's too good of an answer. That's too good an answer.
I'd have to think about that because I don't know, because you guys have such tight space over there.
Do you guys have Lion King yet?
Do we? No, not. But do we need it?
Would they do? Would they do a villain's land there instead?
Do you want something to actually be California themed?
Yes, obviously.
This is my follow-up question.
Yeah, but wait, no, seriously. Would they want a villain's land there with locals? Would you guys want that?
I don't know.
Dude, there's no room for a land. Come on.
I mean, it's mini land, but
you get one ride.
And also in DCA,
that would be the same as the Avengers Infinity Defense ride anyway.
I mean, yeah, we don't.
That's true.
We don't need the Avengers. Those rides don't look that great.
I don't know what I want.
Yeah, I don't know either.
About Stark Flight Lab, please.
No. Oh. Okay. I you guys, no one's talking about this. I'm not writing that because it's embarrassing. I don't want to be seen.
Embarrassing.
I am
embarrassed. I don't want to be seen on that thing.
No offense to anyone ever in the history of Disney, but please, when you guys announce this as a phased opening, and this is phase 1, I'm gonna laugh so hard.
It's so bad. It's so bad for especially Disney standards, and that's what you're putting out. It's so bad.
The sum of all thrills, but outside.
Exactly.
Why?
And everybody can just watch you flip out.
This is like a sideshow at a carnival that you pay a ticket like $5 and go ride. Look. It's very innovative. I'm not discouraging the innovation. Because a ride vehicle you sit in is picked up by a ride system and taken to a different spot and then thrashes you around for no reason and then brings you back to unload. And that in and of itself is neat.
I'm more impressed by Mr. Potato Head pulling out his own ears.
That doesn't always work. Let's hope this time it does.
Wait, you guys, I have a question.
Yeah.
Wasn't this the concept of the original Quinjet ride? It was like you were in a jetpack and then Am I tripping?
Oh,
did they just buy the ride system and then they're like, damn, we already bought the ride system for it, but we don't know what to do.
Yes.
Exactly.
Look at the concept art they released. There's literally 4 different pieces of concept art, but they're all exactly the same, except that they're watching different things on a TV screen. That's the pre-show, essentially, I guess. You're in your little pod, 2-people pod, and you're watching this pre-show, and then the arm's going to come over and pick you up and then do your thing. And it's a capacity thing because you can't just have everyone load in and then do the arm thing and then load out because then there's an arm not doing things. So they have a pre-show to fill time. Now imagine you're in a Quinjet and you're watching screens on a simulator thing or whatever, and an arm comes over and grabs everyone's by the ride system, and you launch out on your rocket boosters out of the Quinjet when it explodes around you, and you leave that screen area and you go and do an arm ride. Yes, I think that was all developed for a ride that, and I have no idea why it didn't happen, but I have a theory. And the theory is, imagine you're sitting in a Quinjet ride vehicle with your family of 5. And it's your parents and these kids. And then an arm comes and attaches to your ride vehicle and splits you apart halfway through the ride. Do you really think Disney of all people, they would get so much flack for that? That would be the weird, they're a family. Universal could do it. They could pull it off.
Oh yeah,
They don't
Universal
care.
could do it.
But Disney, I feel like they would have to explain so much beforehand that it would ruin the whole gimmick of the point of why they're doing it.
Right.
Like you have
I can
to
only
show
imagine
animatics of it. There would be like a full on, like, if you're afraid of this, this, and this, or have motion sickness. That's why this is so out in the open in the air where everyone can see it. Like they've probably decided that people need to see what they're getting into.
I think they should scratch that and do something with the aesthetic of the Fantastic Four movie. That mid-century, modern, retro-y, futuristic kind of vibe would be cooler. It'd be much cooler.
Oh my God.
Why do something good when you could just do those? I don't.
Oh God, that's actually a really good premise. Instead of whatever, is this like astronaut training? Is that what this is?
Yeah, it could be.
Oh God,
No,
please.
no, I think that's what this plot is.
Is
Isn't
it? I don't know.
You're
I don't pay
outside
attention. It
in a
looks
courtyard
ridiculous.
in Avengers campus, and they're
It looks
like, "So you want to be an
ridiculous.
Avenger? Let's get on this arm and see what you can do."
Oh God.
I literally
that's exactly
think
how
that's
astronauts get trained.
well, what was it? Was it
Look, Mission Space is
was
more
it Hail
realistic
Mary
than
the
that.
movie? And he's
Yeah.
like, I've never even done the underwater thing, and they're like, that's mostly for the cameras.
No, but seriously though, the Fantastic Four aesthetic is so good looking. Like that'd be so cool. It'd be so much more interesting than like the modern concrete they kind of seem to be leaning toward in that area. It looks
You're so right.
Don't worry, we'll get that in the final scene for Carousel of Progress.
Yeah, probably.
Oh.
But the actual, what is it? Avengers Infinity Defense? Is that what it's called?
I
Right.
have no idea.
I don't have it in front of me. In fact, there is a piece of concept art. It was like a pre-show briefing, and it's just separate boxes of all the actors and characters that they are getting into this. Like they're filming everyone separately, clearly. Is it Miss Marvel standing in the center?
Yes.
As like a hologram, as our incoming transition from Ray effect? Is that what that is?
I think it's Miss Marvel, yeah, if I remember right. I don't see the art.
That's
but
the
I
one
remember.
thing that I heard, and I was like, that's pretty cool, actually. Good
She's
for her.
she's actually great.
She's the biggest Marvel fan of them all.
Yeah, she's actually really great and fun to watch. I like that show.
I like that show a lot, yeah.
I like her
And
too.
and I liked her in that movie, even though
Yeah,
I did not like the movie.
No, she stole every scene she was in too, in my
Yeah.
opinion. She was so good.
Look, this
She's
ride
great.
looks really good.
Does it?
It
What?
does.
Does
No,
it?
Girl.
it really does. I'm not
Pack it
kidding.
up.
It's all look, I love Transformers the Ride 3D.
Oh no.
All right.
See, that's where mm-mm.
So I love Transformers the Ride 3D. And you're gonna telling me that you made a Transformers the Ride 3D ride with more like props and physical set pieces and integrations. Like, I mean, yeah, it's Peter Pan Neverland Adventure, sure. But I don't have to get on an airplane and fly all the way to Tokyo Disney Sea to do it.
That's fine. That's fine. But like, can we get rid of can we rethink that whole the Spider-Bot thing is still no.
Oh,
That
the
whole
other ride. No,
ride.
I don't
Yeah,
care about
that
web
ride.
slingers. No, I don't care
Yeah,
about web
no,
slingers.
no, that ride needs to go.
But this is like, look, it's 28 years later or whatever, and they're finally doing their version of Amazing Adventures of Spider-Man, and I think that's great. That's the best ride there ever was, so I'm okay with
better
that.
late than never.
Yeah, what? I have nothing against this
On the
ride,
bright
other than
side-
it should have opened 5 years ago.
On the bright side, that ride system can obviously go multi-story, so they could build taller instead of bigger if they wanted to somehow. I don't know.
I think
how
this
that
one.
would-
I feel like this literally has the Transformers elevator in it. Like it's a
It's got
tall
to.
building, right?
It's got to.
Nene, you've seen it. Is it tall?
Yeah. Oh yeah. It's huge. And I was saying, who was I talking to about this? But I was saying like, I think that as someone who's not an Avengers fan, but I'm a huge theme park fan, I would hope that this ride is going to do something new that we haven't seen in, Transformers, Peter Pan's Neverland Adventure, and that 1 millisecond clip that they released where
Yep.
Iron Man, there's an Iron Man animatronic on a moving platform,
On a Roomba.
moving
On a Roomba.
on a Roomba, moving with the vehicle. I don't know what that's even, because it looks like he's using the Force, which makes no sense.
No, I think
Yeah.
it's more that it's do you remember the leaked Secret Life of Pets concept when it was supposed to be trackless? There was a similar thing where they had characters on moving trackless platforms also going around you, and it never came to be. And I feel like this is like, if that clip is for this ride, because we don't actually know that. But it did look
Right.
cool. Like there was a lighting effect that made it look like he was shooting a laser beam light out of his hand. If this is, it did look like a cool ballet of the ride vehicle moving and the character moving around each other, which would add a really cool foreground thing especially if this isn't 3D glasses and it's just screens and stuff. There was other clips though in World Builders on Disney Plus where it showed like a gigantic Thor hammer.
Yeah, that looks
so
cool.
is this the second ride now at Disneyland Resort where you're shrunk down?
Yeah,
and there's
the Ant-Man segment.
Yeah, the Ant-Man segment. Like, isn't that the plot of Tiana where you're like shrunk down for a segment there?
Well,
That's
what's
the plot
really
for the
funny is
Tiana.
that it was the plot of A Bug's Land, which is the land that used to be in this exact same space.
Oh, no, it's a little tribute. I mean, it reminds me of the physical props and the Remy ride. Like, it reminds me of other things that they've done, but I thought it was giant Ant-Man and not that we shrink. So I'm actually a little more excited about it now that it's a shrinking scene.
Also, Thor gave the hammer to his adopted daughter in that movie, so he uses the axe. So
okay, first of all, this is an alternate dimension.
It has to be.
No, it is. That's why the characters are still alive.
Okay.
It's our world. This is the version of Marvel that we live with. Because the ones we see in the movies, the ones you care about and love, is not where we're visiting.
I hate to tell you this, but we've already seen multi-universal planet Earths in the movies, and there's going to be more coming with Doomsday, I'm pretty sure.
Have you not noticed in Cosmic Rewind that we have old Groot, but what's-her-face is still there and has her memory?
Gamora.
Yeah, Gamora. Like, have you not noticed this is alternate dimension? And yet they still had all the events of the first film. Never mind. I digress.
Yeah.
It's hard to be emotionally invested in a Marvel ride because they've convoluted it so much and just pretend it's not the movies.
Well, the movies aren't the comics, and there's multiple worlds in the movies now. So I'm just
How can I have an emotional investment? It's almost like saying you recognize these actors instead of saying these are the characters you care about.
Yeah, exactly.
Because this is not the canon that we follow.
But I mean, you can't do a Guardians ride without Zoe Saldana. So.
No, I agree. They just should have said it during the event, like timing of the first movie, and that would have solved all the problems.
Totally.
That's what Universal would do. I'm not saying Universal's better. I'm only saying that when it comes to Marvel, Disney's doing Disney a little too much on these things.
Yeah, I think they're. I stand by what I said. They should be doing something.
Mission
cool
Breakout actually stayed in canon by having Baby Groot
and Figment. Just saying.
That's true.
Because at the time when they were opening it, that was what was in the movies, so they were within the timeline. Now having Tony Stark and stuff and Captain America and the characters that they're representing all in the same timeline, it's confusing.
Oh, just wait for Doomsday. It's going to be more confusing.
Am I wrong to say that the ride looks fun?
Yes.
I was going to say it looks fine. I need to actually go on the ride to make an actual decision.
I think it's going to be great.
I think there's some cool stuff with looking.
I did Peter Pan's Neverland Adventure 4 times less than a year ago.
Done?
And I was not gagging. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Done.
I'm
yeah,
sorry.
But that's like animation, like 3D for 2D. Like that's not photorealistic Ant-Man that's giant and crouching down and saying,
"Listen,
thank you." Wait,
do you want to know how you up
have
Universal?
saved the planet.
This is how you one up Universal with a Universal ride. You make a giant Ant-Man animatronic, and you succeed where they failed with the Optimus Prime animatronic.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If they pulled that off, they'd be like, haha, take that, Universal. We made your exact ride, but slightly improved upon it.
we did what you couldn't.
We have Iron Man on a Roomba. Take that.
Till he breaks, and then they put him in disco mode, and then they complain they have to rip the building in half to.
And in 10 years, they'll repair it and somehow be treated as heroes. Wait, this is not what I mean. I'm the one defending the ride. Look, Avengers Campus is doubling in size. That's all. That's the headline here. Wait, is it really? I guess if you don't, that was what they said. I guess if you don't count Mission Breakout because it was there first, that must be what they mean, right?
Yeah, but also the building is pretty far back, so it does seem like there's going to be a long sort of like walkway to get to the 2 new attractions. It doesn't feel like it's that close to the land.
They're going to open the lab thing, the flight lab thing first, right?
I think that
Is
they're
this
going to
gonna
open them
happen?
both together. I feel like
Oh,
I don't know, because they announce that the Cars Land walkway or breezeway was going to open up very soon, and that's going to introduce a new Avengers bathroom.
We're done.
I know,
We're good.
I know that.
Perfect
I know that
expansion.
sounded like a setup to a joke, but that's actually very important in the growth of the park. Yes,
It's so important. It's like the crowd flow is awful right now.
yeah, no, that's very important, and it would like be themed in such a way that it fits kind of both sides, like an in between. The way that our new mansion, our haunted mansion bathrooms, is going to be the lead into Villains Land, so it has to fit both worlds.
I love that.
I mean, that's not a stretch, though, is it?
No, that one's pretty easy.
Yeah, it's pretty easy.
Spooky, and this one's spooky too. Bathrooms for
Right.
spooky places.
What did they
But
say?
it's
They said
facing-
one side. They said one side's going to look like upstate New York. Is that what they said for you guys?
Well, that's what you did.
Oh, yeah, the haunted mansion.
Yeah.
Yeah. I gotcha. Yes. What? Hold on.
Uh-oh.
Is there anything else for Disneyland Resort besides? I mean, the
Remember Dreams
original
Come
World
True,
of Color,
Magic
the original World of
Happens,
Color, and Magic
Original
Happens
World of Color,
Parade.
yeah.
Is Magic Happens the thing that was announced pre-COVID and then canceled and then re-announced?
No. We've had Magic Happens like a dozen times.
Right. So every time it gets announced again, I'm like, oh, okay. So I didn't even know it went away.
Yeah, it went
I
away.
want to see the original World of Color. I wish I got to see that.
Remember Dreams Come True. Is that a fireworks show?
That's a fireworks show. I am hearing rumblings, and this could be completely false, but I'm hearing rumblings that when Magic Happens comes back, there might be a new unit, question mark. I feel like they usually do that. Like if a parade's been on a hiatus for a really long time,
Right.
they'll bring it back and add maybe new costumes. Or I remember for our Paint the Night, when our Paint the Night closed, they shipped our Tinkerbell costume to you guys so that your Tinkerbell flying across the castle could have a light up outfit. And then so when they brought our Paint the Night back, they had to basically construct a new outfit for Tinkerbell, and they just redesigned it entirely. So who knows? Who knows what'll happen with Magic Happens?
Worldwide, we touched on in our last week's episode, we touched on Space Mountains, Paris getting restored to its glory and Tokyo getting supercharged. I'm skimming the list. I'm like, what else is happening worldwide? Lion King, Flume Ride.
Definitely not live action.
Had some neat. I will never forget Neil Patrick Harris saying the words and looking at the Imagineers and be like, now this ride's going to be based on the good Lion King, right? Because that's what I heard. That's exactly the words I heard come out of his mouth, and I can't be convinced otherwise.
Oh man,
Sugar Rush? What was that?
That's
Is that someone's Buzz Lightyear ride?
Yeah, Tokyo's. It's going to be a part of their new Tomorrowland reimagining.
That's what you're going to get.
Oh God, please don't say that.
Yeah, we're going to get Wreck-It Ralph as part of our Stitch replacement over here. Remember?
I can do that. That's great.
That was a rumor where you get a video game controller and we all play a game with VR headsets.
perfect.
That's hot.
No notes.
I mean, there's not much you could do in that space in the round, so I get it.
Just put me in a seat and then lift me up and put me somewhere else and throw me around while you're at it. It'd be fine.
Oh, I know why I can't
Super
find
creative.
certain things because they didn't mention it. Abu Dhabi's not listed here because it was mentioned one time in the intro along with Avatar, and like they mentioned the word Avatar and they mentioned the words Abu Dhabi once, so that didn't get. But they did have a pavilion. Wait! Why are we burying the lead? Nene, you were there.
Well, yes.
You were at D23, the Ultimate Disney Fan Event, and you were walking the floor. You were not there for the Horizons panel.
No.
But you were there for other panels. You were there for a Carousel of Progress thing, right?
Yeah. We got some new, I would say, micro information about the Carousel of Progress. A couple of the new things that we learned are that in the last act, the holiday that they're going to be celebrating, which they had not disclosed before, is going to be a birthday, and it's someone's.
It's so obvious. There's a cake being decorated by a kuka arm in the art.
Right, yeah, and it's someone's 100th birthday, but they would not tell us who, and they kind of hinted that it was not grandma or grandpa. So
okay. Don't say too much because we're going to milk it for all it's worth. I mean, we're going to talk more about it on a separate episode of Park Talk.
Oh, I did not know that.
Yeah,
Yes, we will.
Yeah. I want to do a whole episode about Carousel of Progress and other stuff.
Perfect.
Because I it's cool that you were there. But okay, so on the floor, you saw the models. Did Piston Peak look really cool in person?
Piston Peak looked really, really cool. I was trying to figure out whether or not there were some indoor show scenes, and I could not figure out for the life of me. I've not been able to I just can't make out like where the cars go and how they're going. I'm sure that someone has like an overhead shot that has it all outlined, but when I was there, I could not.
Took a tiny helicopter over top of it. I think there's one tunnel. It was shown in the I think World Builders or one of the things happening, or a commercial for the Imagineering Story 2 or something. There's like one tunnel part off to the side of the model. So indoors or just going through a mountain, but not necessarily. I wouldn't imagine it being like a show scene.
I mean,
I think the show scenes are kind of outside. They have like the geysers and there's cars floating on them and stuff. Like those are the show scenes in my mind.
Yeah, or maybe they're doing like a Seven Dwarfs Mine Train situation where you kind of like dip into like a cave really quickly and you like turn a corner and there's a couple things in there.
See, you're getting people's hopes up too much. I'm downplaying it. I'm talking literal, like the train tunnel in Tomorrowland at Magic Kingdom, like a tunnel. Like like you're just going through corrugated metal under a mountain. I'm not expecting anything. I don't want to get my hopes up. If there is one, it'll be a pleasant surprise. But Abu Dhabi had a thing. It had on the floor. There was a pavilion.
Okay, so this is really interesting. I was talking to a friend about this, and so they were saying that when they like first had released the plans for Shanghai, this was like years and years ago, they had some like grainy concept art and like really nothing to share, but there were still Imagineers in front of the Shanghai project talking about it and hyping people up. For the Abu Dhabi section, there was no one there. Like it felt like all the Imagineers volunteering were avoiding that section.
To talk about it. Okay.
They're like, we just planned for this, but it's not happening, so it's just.
I know it just feels like a little bit of a PR like minefield. Choice of words.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But there was nobody. There was nobody there talking about it. There was nobody there standing next to it. Obviously, how the Imagineering floor works is that the Imagineers are volunteering to be there, but they kind of like roam and hover around the projects that they want to talk about or that they know most about. So, like you'd go to the Carousel of Progress area and there's 4 people. And, I met an Imagineer who said, hey, I'm doing all the digital stuff for this attraction. So like she's in charge of, the clip that's going to play about the moon landing in one of the scenes and whatnot. But like, it seems like that's where the Imagineers are standing around, and for Abu Dhabi it was like empty. It was nothing.
And it might just be that there's more to say about like there's nothing publicly released yet about Abu Dhabi. It's still so early in the process that there's really nothing to talk about. It's just like Avatar, and it's the reason that it didn't get mentioned during the Horizons presentation is because there's nothing to say.
Or Disney was like, who wants to hang out at the Abu Dhabi booth? And everybody's like, not it.
Girl, if I was an Imagineer, I would have been in front of the Abu Dhabi booth in a mini skirt. Let's go. Let's talk.
All I'm saying is, does the Dubai Universal Arch still exist in the middle of nowhere? Or
no. Oh God.
Gosh.
Oh God.
Anyway.
The point that I was trying to make is that when they announced Shanghai, we had little to no information, and there were still Imagineers there. That's all I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
Oh, I got you. Okay,
that's
so
that
doesn't. Okay, that disproves my theory there. Okay, got you.
No, my theory's correct.
Yeah, no one wants to talk about it. Got it. Okay. Yeah, I'm interested to see how the next, or even Destination D, but how the next big wave of announcements goes, and whether or not they do continue to cart out the giant Avatar model, whether they do continue to mention briefly things that they're working on in the background, or if they get a full explanation, or if it just gets Mary Poppins and Main Street theatered away. Like, it's so weird that we don't get closure on sometimes when they don't actually build things. I'm just saying.
They just let it go. They're like, whatever.
They let it go. The sixth Frozen Land opening, where Avatar was going to go.
Yeah. Oh man.
Wait, do you have Frozen?
What do you mean?
Do you have Arendelle?
Oh yeah,
no, we do not.
Disneyland?
That would actually be a pretty cool land.
No,
I want to see. I want to walk through that land.
And I got a Disney.
Ian, zip it.
You're gonna take a tunnel right behind the Monsters Inc. ride, which for some reason is gonna stay open forever, and you're gonna go to Frozen and Arendelle. Because it's so easy to clone again. At least it'll have the good faces.
No.
Oh, okay. I think that's good enough for now.
Nobody needs more Frozen.
Look, Tomorrowland is happening. I think just like Imagination, this is a good thing. The whole point of their presentation was we've listened to the fans. They wouldn't be fixing the Yeti or bringing back Dreamfinder or bringing back Tomorrowland if they didn't actually mean that they're listening to the fans. They have to follow through on it. Otherwise, we won't believe them ever again.
Besides those two things, like, wasn't the vast majority of that just like maintenance and repair work at its core? Like, we're just gonna fix this and put it back the way it was. We're gonna fix this.
Yeah, but this is stuff that we've asked them to fix for so long that it actually feels like a gift.
But I'm saying it is because we've been asking for so long. It kind of is. But I'm saying, like, they're like, we're gonna redo this land and fix this ride, and it was like the two things that could be the biggest pops for them, in my opinion. And they're just like,
oh my god,
we just felt like add-ons.
Well, that's the thing. They're teasing it so that in 2 years they can actually reveal it for real.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Thank you all for listening, and stick around in the coming weeks. I'm sure we'll do a Park Talk podcast, which, if you follow us on YouTube, has its own channel separate from the main Theme Park Stop channel. And if you're listening to the audio feed, you'll see them interspersed with the ParkStop podcast. Also, Nene and I will be hopefully doing a vlog over in Epcot to talk about Spaceship Earth and Imagination redos and our thoughts. We might even take microphones on the rides and see what we think as we experience them.
I love it. I can't wait.
And be sure to remember, like I said last time, check out Nene on the Instagram. Yes. And you're on TikTok too, right?
I'm on TikTok now. The TikTok.
What is your user handle on the TikTok?
That's a great question. It is Nene3655. I don't know why I did that, but that's I guess
the same as Twitter now, right?
Maybe. I think so.
It is.
It is.
I'll tell you, it is. What are you on Instagram then?
With Nene.
Oh, yeah. Yes. You're just like me, having a different Instagram. I'm going to confuse everyone.
Yeah, it's because someone's got to be confused.
Go follow Nene. He's amazing. Goodbye, everyone. Love you.
Who approves these names, by the way? Like, Destination D does not sound very Disney to me.